I like that ending.
The North Korean military band performing "Killing in the Name" is like the greatest thing I think I've ever seen.
That was incredible. That's real. They really did that.
Oh yeah,
that's fucking hilarious.
Where did you
almost
find
like
that?
them a little more day by day.
He's like, hey, moving to North Korea.
Well, whoa.
Not that far.
Yeah, no. Just admiring from a distance.
Just watch from afar. That's fine.
It's the safest bet. What's going on today, guys?
I don't know. You guys started early.
That was a long intro.
Okay, so I looked up at the corner up here, where it gives us our countdown, and it said time to start the show. So I was just like, oh, it's time to start the show, and I just hit start the show, and then I realized, oh no, it's not actually time to start the show.
I saw it said 8:26, time to start. And I was like, oh, that's weird, and I was like, oh, it must be a really long intro, and I mean it fit the time there, but
it worked. But here I thought I was going to be early, and I log on, and the countdown's at 17. I was like,
you're on time. You're late, brother.
Yeah,
I did set the stream up on my phone while I was on my way to work, so it's entirely possible that I fat fingered the start time and put it in as 7:26 or something instead of 7:30.
I'll 3D print you a dialing wand.
I don't know what that is, but that sounds great.
So your fat fingers don't, mash the multiple buttons. You can dial with precision.
Is there a forthcoming article to explain the title of the show, or what?
Don't eat the snow. Oh, you don't look at the full description. You just look at the title. Yeah, it's the show description says nuclear winter is the same as regular winter, just with less people. I see you're wearing your gloves. You're prepared for wintertime.
Yeah, my hands are cold.
What a pussy.
Hey, it's cold here.
What kind of gloves you got? Let me see.
Actually, it's 40.
Is it still before the date? Ooh, fingerless gloves. Hell yeah. Is it still before the date that you're allowed to turn on the heat?
No, we got it going now. It was cold this weekend.
Well, it's good while it lasted. Hey, it's supposed to get in the 40s, like the high 40s or low 50s as a low here this week. So
what are you going to do?
I got some chicks that I'll probably turn the heat lamp on for, but that's
about it. You're a married man.
Got him by the flock.
I like your background. I mean, this is like your fourth change, it seems, and
yeah. I'm really for production quality sake. I'm relegated to the podcasting shed for the week. Check out I was showing Justin before the show. It's Erica's love seat out in her shed.
Look at that.
Yeah. Now I got it for us, actually. It looks like it should be covered in plastic, but it's not.
Reminds me of a bygone era that I was not really a part of. But
I told him it looks exactly like the couch that's in the living room in there.
Yeah. Old lady furniture. Hell yeah.
Yep. I'm actually going to be moving that couch out sometime this week and putting the more modern couch in. I guess the more modern couch is not nearly as comfy.
Yeah, they're built that way, aren't they?
But all four legs are intact. So
we have an issue where our front door is more narrow, like it's not 36 inches wide because of the type of house we live in. So we have issues with the type of, because we had a couch in mind when we got the house, really big, comfy couch we were getting from the mother-in-law, but it wouldn't fit through the door. So we had to order a couch, and we just got a cheap couch from Home Depot, ordered it online. It came in 2 boxes, and it is not very comfortable. So we're going to have to figure out maybe something that's in pieces that we can bring in, one at a time. I don't know, but I want a better couch. Also, the dogs are just going to eat it anyhow, so I don't know why we're even thinking about getting a nice piece of furniture.
Isn't he gay?
Who?
Big J. Okerson.
No.
Okay. I thought maybe he was gay.
Are you saying Corey's trying to say that you're gay?
I thought that maybe that's what he was insinuating. I
You
know
think
it's about to take
everybody's
these
gay,
gloves
Mark.
off.
I mean, I guess he could
I
be.
mean-
He could be, but no, he has a long-term girlfriend. I think he's, you know, he might be sexual deviant, but I think it's into women. So
We call that a beard.
Yeah, I got a beard too. So no, not one of those beards though.
I've seen him when he came to Tampa the last 3 years. He's funny. He's one of my favorite comedians. Don't be shit talking,
Funny
Big
guy.
J. Yeah, he's very funny. Just levels.
Wish-
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I was gonna make a fingerless glove Big J joke, but I figured nobody else here would get it but me, so I kept it to myself. Thank you, Corey, for bringing it to the fore.
See, that's why I thought I know Lewis is gay. So I wondered.
You trying to start podcast feuds?
No.
They get a lot of listens, man. It'd be good for the show. You know, it might not be terrible.
You got to punch up to gain a bigger audience.
To
what
get the
podcasting's
clout. That was
about.
the Fagcast strategy back in the day. They went after Robbie the Fire. They figured Dave Smith was too big, so they went after Robbie the Fire.
Chose Robbie. Nice.
Yeah. I think it was a good move overall.
I went after
I think-
Clint Russell and I just got blocked. So
Yeah, well, he's a pussy, but
Yeah, that's not fun.
That's not even like.
I didn't even go after him though. It was-
I feel like you should, if you're gonna punch up, you punch up on shows like that you actually sort of like, you know. Like Ignore the Rant, the guy Magoo on that show, just a complete idiot.
yeah, he is
hate
kind of a
him.
moron.
He's not gonna see this. He doesn't show up till 9 anyways.
He forgets what time we start.
See, Corey's right, because you go after like especially like Lewis, he's got a whole like army of go-mites that'll come after you.
Oh yeah.
They've got a whole bunch of people like this Crack-A-Miko character who will probably make raps about us. Like he can outdo us. That's punching up too far. We got to find somebody again, more of a Robbie the Fire level, not a.
I mean,
There's a science.
Yeah.
We've got Adam Nutter in our fantasy football league. We can just punch at him all we want.
I beat him this weekend, so
Yeah,
How you-
I think
there's that.
Justin's definitely gonna win this one.
Hey, you made it competitive there for like last night.
Justin's got a 2-game winning streak.
There's always the chance that Justin Herbert just comes out and like throws nothing but interceptions and picks up negative points.
I hope not, for the sake of another league.
Isn't that
The
tough?
ones that matter.
Yeah, it's interesting having to balance because like I've got a defense that I really want to do good, but I've also got a couple running backs that I would really like for them to do good. So I got to kind of like cheer against the defense in this one league,
Yeah.
or cheer against the running backs in this other league.
Or even matchups within leagues. Like yesterday, I was playing someone who had Josh Allen and I have Diggs. And I was like, I want you to throw touchdowns to Diggs, but at the same time, I don't want you to get touchdowns. Stressful fantasy football.
Yeah, really puts us through the ringer, doesn't it?
Does.
Not Dag, but the rest of us.
Dad
Yeah.
green's a good color for you.
Thanks. I got the shirt free from a head shop. I went in and bought something. They're like, "Hey, you're our 100th customer today," and threw me
Nice.
a T-shirt.
Is that a
Something. I
monkey?
don't remember what they said. It is. It's my podcasting shirt for the show.
Fits the theme of the show.
Yeah, it's got a big one on the back, but I'm not turning around for you guys, perverts.
We've been waiting to see your backside. Huh?
Well, maybe I'll wear the
Well-
shirt backwards next week.
You know, on the topic of the show description and show title for today, Putin's nuclear threats are pushing people like Trump and Elon Musk to press for a Ukraine peace deal.
How dare they?
A nuclear expert warns that's dangerous. How dare you go and try to promote and propose
Peace is dangerous.
we make peace and not start a nuclear war? That's dangerous rhetoric there.
This is just really like the epitome of like partisan kind of like politics is the nuclear treaties and like peace deals and stuff when whoever the other person is in power, right? Or what have you. It's like, oh no, if Trump is for like some sort of thing, like it's like, no, then it has to be bad and dangerous. You would think typically anything that is like a peace deal, you know, with nuclear armed countries is typically good for the general welfare of the planet. I mean, again, it's 1D chess thinking, I know, but that's about my take on it.
Well, our buddy there at the intro video, like at first Trump's threatening him with hellfire and nuclear war, like back when he was in office, and then then everyone's mad about that, and then when he meets with them in North Korea, they're like, well, this is a terrible thing too. So yeah, it's like, anything he does, how dare he? Nuclear war brought to you by Fox and Sons Coffee.
I'm so glad you said it. I was thinking that.
Oh, there it is.
Fox and Sons Coffee, remembers.
Niall and I are on the same page here.
For 4 years, I was promised World War III. That's the whole reason I bought all these fucking swords and shit. And then nothing. So now I've just got a huge sword collection with no use for it.
Are you expecting
After the MP? After the MP, your guns will be useless.
Are you expecting like a Dune scenario where guns won't be allowed, but swords will be fine?
Yeah, we're all going to have body armor and bullets are going to bounce off. You got to find the weak spots and really get in there.
Slice away.
Is that why they don't have guns in Dune?
All right, so yes, in Dune,
I thought that it was just like a proto medieval kind of story, so that's why it was.
No, and in Dune they
got spaceships, so
yeah, they have spaceships, but they also have like a personal shields, like
weapons yet.
They have like a force field or a bubble, like a shield, and so the way the shield works is that any like high speed projectiles,
but yeah,
on like any like high speed projectiles, the shield deflects those. So like that's why the swords and knives and stuff are the way they fight, because then you can get through the shield with a blade where weapon fire won't do that, or gunshots won't do that.
Gotcha. See, I don't know if in the book, unless I missed the part where they didn't explain that. I just remember the shields and the swords and stuff. But I guess I didn't know. Maybe there's an explanation in the 24-hour long book. I missed it somewhere.
Yeah, in the early on in the book, when Paul is doing his training, there's more detail given about it than what you get from the. I really liked the new Dune movie, but it really doesn't give you a whole lot of explanation. Like there's a lot of stuff that if you didn't read the book, you're probably just watching the movie like. Okay,
people were very confused by the giant spaceship landing on Dune, and then a bunch of swords.
So I listened to the audiobook of Dune, but I like read the reviews, and the reviews for the audiobook were terrible, and like said that it like left stuff out and this and that. So I kind of wanted to go back and actually read the book in case I missed something. So maybe that's I
have definitely noticed that on other audiobooks. Like when I was a kid, we had the Chronicles of Narnia on cassette, and I had read all of them too, and there were not like huge like major plot points, but there was like nuanced stuff that adds to the story that you don't always get in the audiobook.
Mm-hmm.
Is this true? Nuclear fallout and radiation doesn't exist when it's a hydrogen bomb?
Oh, is Stephen calling Dune a terrible movie? Because those are
the first one was pretty bad.
Those are fighting words. The 1980s one, yeah, it wasn't great.
I mean, even that one wasn't bad, but this one last year I really enjoyed.
It's one of the few movies. It's like that, and the Heinlein one, Starship Troopers, are like one of the few movies. Like I've read the book and then watched the movie, and both times I'm like, oh my, like how can anybody follow this? Because I heard people say, oh, the movie's great, and I'm like, how can you even follow this? This doesn't make any sense, But that's because I've got like the book in my head. Starship Troopers, I don't know if it was this show we were talking about it, though. It would have been a terrible movie if they made the movie, based off.
Yeah, they made a satirical movie about it or whatever.
It was a great book, but yeah, that would have been a boring movie.
Jurassic Park really pissed me off.
Which one? The originals?
The original, yeah. I mean, Jurassic World, whatever. they're doing their own thing. But Jurassic
It's
Park,
so ridiculous. Yeah.
Jurassic Park 1 and 2, like they were terrible. And there was no Jurassic Park 3 book. Like that was just at that point I was like, whatever, this is just dumb Hollywood bullshit.
I never read Jurassic Park, so I like the original Jurassic Park movies. I like the first of Jurassic World, but these last two have been not great.
The first Jurassic Park movie as a standalone movie, if not looking at it alongside the book, was okay. The second one,
that was basis of my childhood. It was excellent. Thank you.
I went and saw it in the theater with my aunt, and when the T-Rex like grabs the guy off the toilet, she like
that's a
completely
wonderful
lost
scene.
her shit and swore she would never go to another movie with me ever again. Didn't know it was that big a deal, but okay.
Like it was like because it was scary or because it was crude.
Yeah, it was scary. Terrified her. I guess.
Yeah, well, you're
guess
pretty
she
helpless
was-
there.
She was scared that a T-Rex was going to snatch her off the toilet every time she went to the bathroom from now on.
Especially when you get old, you can't get up off the toilet in any sort of quick fashion to make an exit. I mean, that's an effort.
My mom to this day still has nightmares about the monkeys from Jumanji.
That's fair.
Wow.
My mom's side of the family is weird. I'm sure there's some history of mental illness.
Jack, have you read All Quiet on the Western Front?
No.
Okay. It's a wonderful book. It's a very anti-war
fiction.
book for First World War, based on
Oh.
a soldier and a German soldier. But they're coming out with a movie on Netflix about it later this month, which I'm
Interesting.
excited about.
Might be a book I might enjoy.
Yeah, it's a pretty short read.
World War One is a pretty the style. I mean, all war is like pretty gross, but like that style of warfare that those poor motherfuckers had to go through is the fucking trenches, man, is just some other sort of fucking hell, you know? Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, fucking living knee deep in fucking shit, and you know, oh fuck.
And I am reading Silmarillion now, Justin. So I'm like 100 pages in. You brought up C.S. Lewis, and we brought up World War One, and that brought us to Tolkien. So that was my line of thought here.
Steven's comment.
They
Which
were
one of the trans trenches?
Yeah, the first.
which
Paul in
helmet
All
is
Quiet on
do the
Western
trans
Front
people
of a
use?
Trans German soldier. Have you read that book, Justin?
Not all of it. I guess I should probably. That was one of those that I started and then I never finished. I'd do that. I'll start like 6 books and then I'll finish like 2 of them, and then the other ones I have very good intentions of going back and finishing eventually, and then I never do. I'll usually start like 4 more and then finish 2 of those instead. My wife
You're
is
at
like, "Why do you?"
50%?
My wife is always like, "Why you got 4 books on your nightstand?" I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm getting to it. Just leave me alone.
I do
I'll
that too, and I eventually am like, all right, I'm gonna have to give up on one for like the time being and finish this one. Like I'm gonna choose the one that I'm enjoying the most.
Yeah. I have
Well,
easily
you
a
know.
half dozen going at any given time.
Speaking of All Quiet on the Western Front and Germans and whatnot, pretty sure Heidi Klum's German.
See, I
right?
brought up Germans, and it wasn't even Nazis this time.
Good
The
job.
Germans again? Oh yeah,
Heidi
this
Klum
was
and daughter Lenny,
crazy.
18, slammed for weird and disturbing lingerie ad. Y'all want to watch that?
yeah, I didn't look at any of it yet, so I figured we could watch it together on the show. I try not to ruin it beforehand.
Okay,
Do we need audio for this? I don't really feel like we do.
probably not.
I mean, it's just Heidi Klum and her daughter.
We probably can't hear the boobs smushing together, so it's not worth it.
No use for having audio.
I don't have a daughter. I didn't have sisters, but this does seem weird to me. It's weird, right?
I think it's weird. I just think like seeing like, oh, they can just prance around and people take pictures of them and that's like a job is kind of weird to me. Like, I'm not saying that like, okay, I get like advertising and modeling and blah, 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 but it's just, I don't know, something about it's just weird. I get that even like there might be some sort of need for it, but you know, this is
Niall's just like, look, he's got a nice rack.
You're like, hey, she's 18, ain't she? Says right there, she's 18. Yeah, man, it's I mean, is Heidi Klum relevant? Is this just a publicity thing? I don't know.
How old is Heidi Klum? She's still fucking hot.
I have no
Is
idea.
Is she just a model, or is she like an actress? Is she in like movies?
I thought she just modeled. I didn't think she really did anything else.
Yeah, there's,
Yeah, no.
so there's something odd about it. There's something that, you know, when people put their kids in it, especially, it's very fucking weird. Because I think most models start as like children, going to like modeling school and shit.
And it's like the little kid beauty pageants and stuff like that. It's just weird shit.
Yeah. Yeah. very best framing. Weird. You know? Fuck.
Why didn't it tell how old Heidi Klum is? Somebody fact check that.
That's all Justin
Yeah.
wants to know.
That might be a Wikipedia.
Look, yeah, that might be something
gotta do
Wikipedia is
everything around
honest
here.
about.
I have no idea how to spell
Are
her
we
name.
all checking at the same time?
Well, so
Probably.
is this kind of like
She is German.
is this kind of like connecting back to some of the shit that Clyde keeps sending us about like the
1973.
Speaking of, he's in Signal sending us stuff as we speak, but he can't be on the show. Okay.
73? So she's pushing 50.
Yeah. Yeah. 49.
She looks good for
Yeah.
Must
almost
be
50
some
here.
children's blood.
Probably good genes.
I mean, looking at the daughter, I'm gonna assume it's pretty good genes.
Levi's.
Oh, shit.
Not saying I was looking real close or anything. Just,
Yeah, so, you know, staying relevant. Good for her.
yeah, I mean that's all it is, right? And that's all she's done. Like that's her job is to model underwear. So
It's her job.
What other skills is she going to pass on to her daughter? You know?
that's, it's only natural that her daughter would probably take that up as well. Because
But why do they got to do it together? Is the weirdest part to me.
it's like the
Get your
passing of the
daughter off
torch.
the footing. Yeah. Yep. Yep. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah. Here you go. Here's your, you got to, because anybody, if you're related to somebody in the biz and you're trying to get in the biz, then you're having somebody hook you up with some sort of first gig that's going to get you press. And this, I think, is probably about as good as she could do.
It's why the new
Still
most
weird.
interesting. It's why the new most interesting man in the world for Dos Equis never took off. Because instead of having a good handoff from the old most interesting man in the world to the new most interesting man in the world, they just all of a sudden replaced him out of the blue, and everybody's like, "No, fuck this guy." And so now Dos Equis doesn't do the most interesting man in the world anymore.
I never
They
paid
needed
that
like
much close attention to it. They changed the guy.
Yeah,
They needed a deathbed scene where he passes on his Zippo and, like, I don't know, French tickler to the new Dos Equis guy.
he's like,
And says, these are yours now.
they clink bottles, and he's like, "Stay thirsty, my friend."
Oh, that's better. You're better at marketing than me.
What a way to go.
Oh my god. Good times.
Well,
Good time.
speaking of things that have been impactful on the world, shit, wrong tab. They both say
Yeah,
the same thing, so naturally I clicked on the wrong fucking one. There we go. Why Kamala Harris is already among the most consequential vice presidents in history.
Well, consequential doesn't make it sound good.
And somebody had to set the bar for showing that a diversity hire was not a good choice. Just happened to be the first one.
So The Hill, my liberal friends tell me, is a conservative publication, but when I read it, I don't see it that way. So is this
Yeah,
really a piece
I don't-
painting her in a bad light, or what?
I don't know. I
Wait,
didn't actually read it.
No.
I guess
For
I
a
haven't
change
read
of
The
pace, I
Hill,
didn't read
but
the article this time.
I'm sorry, guys. I haven't read any articles in like weeks about anything.
Me either.
On May 11th, Vice President Kamala Harris cast the deciding vote in favor of Alvaro Bedoya's nomination to serve on the Federal Trade Commission. This brought Harris to a number 3 on the list of most tie-breaking votes by a vice president in American history.
Thanks a lot, Shane Hazel.
Since then, Harris has cast a six tie-breaking votes and is just 5 away from tying John C. Calhoun for the record.
Ooh.
I mean, when you've got a 50-50 split in the Senate, it would make sense that you would be casting a lot of tie-breaking votes, right? Like most vice presidents are in office during a time when one house or one party or the other is in control. So you're not casting a whole lot of tiebreakers.
Yeah, how often has it been a 50-50 split
Not
in the history?
not frequently.
Yeah,
there it is.
democracy only works when it's a 48-52.
This is only the 4th time in history that the Senate has been
There we go.
evenly split. See, if we had read the article, we'd have known that.
Yeah, well, that's what this show is for.
We read on there.
So, yeah.
And comment on
Viewers
the
can
ads.
follow
Although
along
none of
with
these
us,
ads
yeah.
are really standing out to me. Monkeypox.
I did read the articles for your show, though, Justin.
I appreciate
Now that I
that.
think about it. Yeah.
I actually
That's
have a series of episodes of my own show where I read on air, and I actually do better on that than I do on here.
Those are the
You
episodes of the
better
Nexus we got
reading
taken down.
or-
Where we just read Agenda 2030 and they take the show down.
I did get one taken down from YouTube where I read a article from the Brownstone Institute that talks about how California is passing this act that will give effectively the health department or public health and safety of California the authority to strip doctors of their medical license if they say anything that's considered medical misinformation.
Mm.
So
Wow.
that's a crock of shit. Anyway, what's Kamala
What are
done?
the 14 products that you should never buy at Costco?
Asking for a friend.
It's been a long time since I walked into Costco.
I don't think I've ever been into Costco. We had a
No.
Sam's Club. I was a Sam's Club person for a little while.
I
Yeah,
can
I've
see
always
that.
been a Sam's Club guy. We have a Costco here, but I'm
I
like
was a BJ's guy once, and then I realized it's false advertising.
Excuse me, you were a what guy?
BJ's. We've got a warehouse
Yeah.
store called BJ's here, and
I took you for a BJ guy.
yeah. No. Well, like I said, I walked in, discovered that it's flagrant false advertising, walked out. Zero
tag
star
like made it
review.
right in the door. And like nobody's waiting to give me a BJ. I'm out.
There's a place. Okay, do you guys have this down there in the South? Come
Dick's,
and go.
yes. Oh, no.
What is it?
Come and go. KUM and go. There's one going up real close to where I live, and I'm a little. I guess it's gas station, convenience store, whatever. But
There are going to be a lot of pornos shot on the
yeah,
in the back parking lot of that place.
Come and go.
Just
a
saying.
little worried.
You should probably move like away.
Or move closer. I mean, check it out first. I mean, see what they got going on before you go
See
poo-pooing
what's-
it.
yeah.
I'm just saying.
Here we go. Best and worst things to buy at what did we say? Costco. Apparently, Kirkland's maple syrup is the best thing.
Okay.
Is it
Fresh
just like
produce.
a high fructose corn syrup?
Probably. It's
But
Kirkland's.
CD McRae has come and goes, but they're not. Okay, I may have made up the gas station part. I don't know. It's like
Now,
it's very
I'm
infancy
genuinely
stage.
curious. Come and go sounds like a gas station.
Yeah, that's why. Like all I'm seeing right now are the signs.
Is it
But
like a fast food place, maybe?
Yeah, what are they? Don't leave us hanging.
hit us up with the details, CD?
Apparently, organic almond milk is really good at Costco.
Yeah, I don't drink almond milk.
We
If I
talked
eat
about
Oh,
that.
almond-
these are best things also. At first you're saying things. Okay.
If I
Don't
consume
buy regular
almonds,
milk
then it's
from-
just in their nut form.
You can milk anything with nipples.
Mark's a big fan of nuts.
We
not
got
so much the
BJ's
nut
come
milk.
and go nut form. Where else we going with this?
Oh, apparently they have a good rotisserie chicken at Costco.
I don't
All
like
right.
Myers
Keep that in
rotisserie.
mind.
Terrible condoms, though. No, wait, condiments. I wondered why.
You might not want to cheap out on the condoms. In
Mhm.
fairness, the bulk condoms might not be the way to go.
Hot dog and soda. Okay, let's talk about this because we go to Sam's every
I've
couple
heard
weeks.
that their hot dogs are legendary.
Have we talked about the term glizzy yet?
What's glizzy?
It's the term for a hot dog, allegedly, that people are using.
This
and
is
I
the
hate
first
it.
I have ever heard of this.
I've never heard that either.
It's a thing, I promise. It's
Fucking
terrible.
Zoomers.
I know.
What's wrong with them?
Okay, sorry, we can move on then.
Yeah,
That's all
tell
that
us
needs to be
about your
said.
Sam's hot dogs.
Oh,
Your
Yeah.
Sam's
I have
Glizzies.
no idea. We go to Sam's and we get all of our shit and eat the free samples. And they had some sort of salad the other day, and it tasted terrible. I almost threw up. Anyway, like it was worse. It was worse than the.
What
it
was
was
in
like it was a Brussels sprout salad. It was worse than the fake meat chicken nugget. Like I seriously almost threw up in the store.
You tried a fake meat chicken nugget?
Yes, tastes like Play-Doh. If you would listen to me and Dag on Thursday, you
I
know
caught
this
the end of it.
Well,
I
That was
actually took a photo. I almost accidentally bought a fake chicken pizza the other day. It was right next to the real version, and I was like, "Oh, why do these boxes look different?" And I realized that one of them
They
was
get
the
you.
fake
They get
chicken,
you at the cool looking-
mindful
Yeah.
farmer. Yeah.
Cool looking aesthetics on the box. That almost got you.
so anyway, we go to Sam's all the time, and there's always like the whole little corral area where everybody's eating basically fast food, or not. It's not even fast food. It's like
Glizzies.
like
They're
old
eating
it's like
Walmarts.
Glizzies.
cafeteria food. We just
Oh, really? I
we
remember
don't
the old
understand.
Walmart
Like,
had
why do
hot
people
dogs
do
and
this?
pizza. It was good.
In fact,
But you're saying they have like a
best-
cafeteria.
the best China buffet in town is literally right across the street from Sam's. Just go over there and eat real food. Well, I mean, as real food as China buffet is.
The species
Real
may be
or food.
questionable. Yeah. But at least it's meat.
That's right.
I went to a Sprouts, which is like a grocery store. I don't know if you guys have those up there, but they had good like food, like where they make you a sandwich kind of thing. Good wraps, reasonably priced. Oh shit!
Apparently, Kirkland bacon is good. That doesn't look like good bacon. That looks like some little thin cut, flimsy shit that doesn't have any flavor.
Maybe it's just a stock photo of bacon.
Apparently, they have good eggs. My eggs are better.
Probably. We need to get more eggs going around the farm here. Our chickens are getting pretty slim. They're all pretty old. So like I've got a bunch of young chickens that are getting raised, but we don't have a lot of eggs right now. It's frustrating. I've almost gone and bought eggs. Just we have like eggs to like cook with, but it feels so dirty.
Apparently, Sam's and Costco have great pizza. So
I'd buy that.
I'm gonna take y'all's word for it. I'm probably not gonna get it. It's just seems like that's not why I'm at Sam's.
Are you a pizza guy? Do you like pizza? And
I
then the
do like
follow-up
pizza.
question to that is, what is your preferred type? Like, are you a thin crust, like, or a New York, or what type of pizza do you like? Oh wow, you haven't thought about it that much, huh?
I like hand tossed, but I don't like certain hand tossed. Like
Oh, I enjoy meatloaf.
I want the crust to I don't want the crust on a hand toss to be too like firm. Like I want it to be nice and soft.
Mm-hmm.
Like almost like a breadstick.
I always like the pan pizza where it's crispy and it's got like a real good crust on it. Like I liked that, but now I'm trying not to eat as much like bread, and so it's like that's not as like appetizing to me. I always hated like the New York, like the thin kind of pizza, but now I'm almost like, oh man, I think I'm willing to give that a shot again. See where that takes me. There he is. Mark had to go do drugs for change.
Notice I didn't deny it. I don't have a better response, but just.
It's cold there, man. You gotta do something to stay warm. I get it.
Did CD ever tell us what come and go was, or are we just going to be left? Am I left hanging until
We
it's
just
up?
kept going. We just kept going.
She just switched topics to meatloaf.
I like meatloaf.
I enjoy good meatloaf. I might make one this week.
I was about to
Since
say,
I'm up
you know
here.
what? Speaking of meatloaf, I think I might make myself a meatloaf as well.
It's gonna be good meatloaf weather. Yeah, flannel
Uh,
and meatloaf.
let's see, where was it?
What?
Somebody said the new Dos Equis most interesting man in the world looked like Lurch, and that made me think of this.
Who was
Oh,
Lurch?
that's what he was talking about. Lurch
That's
from the Addams
that guy
Family.
in
Uncle
Pennsylvania.
Lurch. You rang.
I don't know.
Yes,
She looks like Cousin It.
yes.
That's also an Addams Family character, Mark.
Never seen it.
Imagine that.
It's a thing in popular culture, though. Even if you've never seen any of them, the old black and white show, the cartoon that was excellent, that played in I think the 90s. Then there are at least one or two movies, I think, which I think I've only really seen the cartoon, but still, it's a big enough thing in popular culture where you should know Uncle Fester, you should know Cousin It, you should know The Hand. What was that thing? And Morticia and what's the dude's name? Gomez. I mean, just their whole shtick. Oh, my darling. It's like a non-rapey Pepe Le Pew. That's actually good and wholesome.
And
I
then
like Pepe Le Pew.
Wednesday and Pugsley, the kids.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is they spell Adams with 2 D's, and that just bugs me.
I couldn't get over it.
Mark saw the spelling. He's like, "Nope, I'm out. Too many consonants.
Too many D's.
Detroit style. I didn't know
Mark's
there's
not a fan of the D,
Detroit
apparently.
style. I'm
I am
curious
not.
to try like a real like deep dish Chicago style, but I don't want to ever go to Chicago, and I feel like that'd be the only place.
I
to
have
get it.
gotten deep dish in Chicago, but there are so many there, you don't know like which is the best.
That's
can't
true.
remember
There's
where
probably
I
a few
went.
different styles too.
It was all right, but I hate that I have to eat pizza with a fork with deep dish.
Yeah.
Like pizza, you're
It's-
supposed to be able to just pick it up and eat it if you want with your hand.
So is this like the marriage thing? As long as you don't call it pizza, you're okay with it? Oh no, that's Clyde. You're not okay with it. Oh, wait, my bad. Oh, well, it is like a different like food stuff. Like it's not really pizza. Once you get into that, where you need like a fork. Like
Yeah, just throw some breading over it and call it a calzone.
you could still call it a pie. Pizza's technically a pie, which always bugged me because it doesn't seem it's. Deep dish pizza seems more like a pie than like New Yorkers call the New York pizza pie. And I'm like, that's not a fucking pie.
Just call it Italian pie.
What is
Yeah.
that? There is a pizza that has the pizza crust on the bottom, but then they also put a crust on the top. It's like what is that? It's a specific type of pizza, but I can't remember what it's called.
I don't think this is what you're talking about, but for a little while, 20-something years ago, Pizza Hut, I think it did a pizza called the Insider Pizza, and it was a thin crust, cheese, another thin crust, then like pizza. And I remember getting those, and that was dank because I was always a weirdo as a kid that I didn't like pizza the same way other kids like love pizza to like.
There's always
a
that
extent.
kid. You were that
You
kid.
know? Yeah, but I remember when that pizza came out, like I was ordering that shit all the time. I really enjoyed that one.
Steven's bringing up Detroit style. Correct me if I'm wrong, Steven, but that's where they do the sauce on top of the cheese.
I think you're right.
Which kind of messes with my brain. I mean, it's fine, but it messes with my brain a little bit.
Do you like the toppings on top of the cheese or the cheese on top of the toppings?
Toppings on top of the cheese.
A lot of people like I remember we used to have people would specifically order pizzas with the onions under the cheese because they wanted them to stay, wet and oniony. So that was a specific request sometimes. I like doing cheese toppings.
Nothing more appealing than wet and oniony.
Yeah, I know, right? But like, I like to do the cheese and toppings, and then sprinkle a little bit of cheese on top of the toppings to really, if anything, it holds them in place. So you don't have like pineapple and sausage like rolling all over the place. It's all locked in there. Yeah. Ah, man, I sometimes really do miss working at a pizza shop because that's really the way to eat pizza is just to make it your fucking self.
I could see you working at a pizza shop.
Worked at
Like, I
met
walked into
my wife at a pizza shop.
Did you?
Yeah, we worked there together.
Nice.
She was the living girlfriend of the owner of the pizza shop at the time.
Ah, I feel like there's a
What?
story there.
There is. Watch out for D. That's the story.
We already know Mark's not a fan of the D. Too many of them, and he's just out.
Yeah. I feel like not being a fan of a D, the D is a good
Crust,
thing.
toppings, cheese, then sauce. I'm not a big sauce guy on the pizza. We always get light sauce in the first place. That's my issue with the Detroit style. Otherwise, I'm not opposed to. See, okay, I like a pizza that's a barbecue sauce pizza, not a red sauce pizza.
That's good.
So we do a barbecue sauce pizza, that style. I'm totally on board because the barbecue ingredients, it's like your bacon and your chicken and your pineapple for me, maybe some onion, whatever. But then you drizzle the barbecue sauce on top of it. The cheese melts, barbecue sauce on top. Yes, I'm down. Not for red sauce.
Interesting.
Yep.
How did we get on the subject of pizza?
You were gone, and I was grasping for something to talk about.
How do we get on any of the
pizza.
subjects we talk about? It's always a
Costco
shot in the
pizza.
dark.
That's what it was.
Gotcha.
So I started talking to Justin about specific types of pizza because it's something I've been struggling with in my own personal life lately. So
Pizza.
yeah.
Dag has had a lot of free time since the hurricane, so like pizza has become a major issue.
Pizza Monday, pizza Tuesday, pizza Wednesday.
Actually, I'm probably gonna make a frozen pizza now that we're talking about it.
Well, the place where they make pizzas is a Parlor, and did you see Kanye West is buying Parlor?
That's word
I
on
did
the
not see
street.
that.
I don't have
Kanye.
an article or anything.
I mean,
Oh, there's a character.
it's so entertaining. Nothing.
Oh,
I didn't really have
Sorry,
anything
I'm
else. I just saw that Kanye was buying Parlor. I didn't know if either of y'all had seen that or.
Steven hates all pizza, apparently.
I was like, yeah, as you grow up, pizza just ain't, and start trying to watch the carbs. Pizza just ain't as good. I feel you, brother. And then he's like, Pizza Hut. I'm like, oh, well, that's a true statement too.
Think about Pizza Hut. The best Pizza Hut is like when you'd go in after like a basketball game in high school or whatever, and they got those red cups. Like Coke never tasted so good than when they were in those. You know what I'm talking about? The aesthetic of the inside of Pizza Hut. Yeah.
You get your personal pan pizza that, for me was for reading so many books, but not playing basketball. But
For me,
you
it was
guys had the
both.
book club Pizza Hut thing.
Yeah. We had the I don't know. There was like a green sheet where you had to check off like how many minutes you read. Is that what you're talking about?
Something like that. We'd get these coupons for the free personal pan pizza, and again, me being a kid who didn't really like pizza meant that I never used them. Like they just went in a drawer and expired.
Dad, you're doing a good job reading, but you're not using your perks. Like, I like pizza.
Yeah,
Can use
yeah. I
this
just
for
read
something
because
else?
I'm that nerdy kid who just
Yeah.
reads.
I feel
think I've
those
told you this
suckers
before,
out
but-
like crazy too. But change the
Yeah.
rules.
The other parents thought I was retarded because I didn't.
The kid reads
I'd
so
be-
much, he must be
I'd be
retarded.
off reading instead of playing sports with the other kids and eating pizza and drinking soda. And they'd say to my parents, "He's a little slow, huh?" What? I grew up in a very rural place. They didn't care much for book learning.
What are we looking
Justin-
at?
Just
Murder
beat up
Methods by average IQ.
See, I was the healthy blend of both. I read a lot and I also played all the sports.
Yeah.
You had a heart condition. You had an excuse.
I did. Maybe I leaned on a little harder than I had to, but it got me out of a lot of stuff.
Whatever. Life deals you a shitty hand. You got to play it.
Yep.
Yeah, Murder Methods by Average IQ. Do you think that the bomb is like exclusively Kaczynski, or is he
Is
just
he
like
setting the curve?
or does he just bring the curve up like that much higher?
The Zarna, whatever those Boston brothers' names are.
Poison is the smart wife.
I'd say poison is the weapon of the women.
Yeah.
They don't like getting their hands dirty.
There's a weird drop.
You could say
from
the same thing
bombs
about the
and
bomb.
everything else.
See, that's why bomb. Like, I think the IQ is higher with bomb because, like, it's the least likely to be caught because you're not fucking there doing it. You know what I mean? I think it's also a
Yeah.
what's the economic thing for time preference thing. You know what I mean? You can source your parts from many multiple locations. You know, you can really take your time, plan it out. Hammer, that's active, like that's on the spot, right? That's construction worker. You know what you say? Bam, right through the skull.
Yeah, the Hammer people have a 79 IQ.
No offense,
apparently.
Niall. Yeah, no.
Justin wants to say something. He's just like not saying it.
Trying to figure out the best way to say it without sounding like a complete
He's upset that
psychopath.
Spears isn't on
We
the-
already
wasn't on
know
the
that
chart.
you're sociopath, psychopath, all of the things.
He
I just
wants to
feel
use
like
a
there would
spear,
be-
but he also knows it's the lowest IQ of them all weapon.
Well, I
So
just
he doesn't
feel
want
like-
to say.
There would be something like really kind of gratifying and,
Oh, boy.
and
Maybe don't say this.
like getting in touch with your primal side with bludgeoning someone, like just taking a big ass rock and just going to town. Like,
This is like I bet when Justin played Clue, he always suspected himself as the murderer. He's just like, I'm suspecting me with the lead pipe in the library.
hey, the reason I played football and was good at it is because I kind of like violence. Like to eye the quarterback and know where he's going to throw the ball, and then decide, do I want to pick it off or do I want to let that guy think he's going to catch it and then just completely kill him? Like it's an interesting, process that you have to go through. It's like, do I want the interception?
You're the guy that sacrificed cool stats for just the feeling of hammering some other man's body.
I led the region in takeaways anyway. It's not like I needed another interception. Like,
You like the way I put that?
yes, that's very, very
You
homoerotic.
guys know
I
you
mean,
can't talk sports around me.
I could have put it another way, but I felt like that was the
no,
way
that
to
was the
put it.
best way to do it. Yeah.
It really was.
Oh, let's see. Speaking of the old sports ball, where did that go? Damn it. I got it.
See, if this were me, like everyone would be like, Mark sucks at this, blah blah blah. But no,
Well-
Justin screws up one time, 2 times already this show. It's just
I didn't screw up.
Justin must be having a bad morning.
I've mentioned it on previous streams. Trey sends me like 7 million articles a day. And so
Why 7
his-
and not 6?
I didn't think that through.
This is why I don't give Justin shit, because between apparently him and apparently Trey, they do most of the work for the show. So I don't want to give him too much shit, because then I'm gonna have to start doing it.
I don't know.
So,
I think Steven sends a lot of stuff too.
yeah,
Steven does. He finally figured out to stop sending it to the morning after page because I do not check messages on that.
He figured out to stop sending to me and to send to you too. So
Let's see. Here we go.
I just realized I can't send anything that speaks negatively of a Republican, or Justin just pretends like it doesn't exist. So I stopped sending those.
I do not.
you just gotta choose the right ones.
It's only half true. I'm just giving you shit.
Did we? No, we'll get to that in a minute. Maybe. Let's see.
You and Mike are two of the few black head coaches in the league. I wonder what your relationship was like with them and your thoughts on Steve Wilkes joining that fold.
I have a very good relationship with Tomlin. We don't look at what color we are when we coach against each other. We just know each other. I have a lot of very good white friends that coach in this league as well, and I don't think it's a big
What
deal
a
as
racist would say.
far as us coaching against each other. I think it's normal. Wilkes got an opportunity to do a good job. Hopefully he does it. And we coach ball. We don't look at color.
Just imagine.
I did. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I just wish I could have seen the reporter's face. Just like, where do I go with this?
What was the question? I couldn't really hear the question. Like, that seems like an insane question to prompt that answer.
It was something about there's been a lot of big deal being made about the number of black coaches in the NFL over the last month or so, and so they effectively, the question was like, is it
How do you
of
feel?
significance that you and Mike Tomlin are coaching against each other, both being black coaches? And He's like, it's a fucking football game. Well, I don't care if I'm coaching against a black guy, a white guy, or some sort of weird chimera creature. Like, I got to win a football game.
So I just feel like so much of this shit is just so made up because it's just like, like, who would really ask a question like that? That's fucking yes, thank you, CD, exactly. They're like, what the fuck, dude? Like, is there? You have no. There's nothing better you can ask. Like, I just don't. I just don't get it, dude. I don't.
Was it the NFL Network or ESPN or one of them did like a thing about African American coaches in the NFL and how they get short tenures and yada 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 and all this stuff. They did not talk to Todd Bowles and they did not talk to Mike Tomlin. Neither one of them were featured anywhere in this whole like thing that they did. I thought that was pretty telling, like because the two of them are both pretty like no nonsense and Bowles has even had like short tenures before. Like he's coached bad teams and lost his job. Like, sorry, we got back on sports ball.
we were watching we've been watching a lot of horror movies because it's spooky season and we're stereotypical childless white people, so that's what we do. And but I really like the really terrible ones, and we watched one the other night called Mosquito, about giant mosquitoes killing people. So very, very bad, but the people knew they were in a bad movie. So
we already talked about Starship Troopers, man.
But it actually was very reminiscent of like that, except I think it came out before Starship Troopers, so it'll probably rip off the other way. But there was the one black character in the movie was a meteorologist and not a weatherman, a meteor, meteor from spaceologist or whatever. But he was a meteorologist. But so the whole movie was just hilarious meteorologist jokes about like when he like almost fell in the water. We're like, whoa, now us meteorologists don't like to swim. And that's the whole fucking movie. That's Niall's comment there about meteorologists, but it was a really good time. So I recommend that one to anybody who likes terrible horror movies.
Are you using meteorologist as a racist term?
We were just stereotyping things about meteorologists.
I wonder if that's the way that this Los Angeles City Council president, if that's the kind of wording she was using in the leaked recording that was uncovered that resulted in her resigning.
What was in the leaked recording?
She was being real racist. Like
today's racist or real racist?
Let's see. What's in the audio? Glad you asked. In the recording obtained by the Times, Martinez could be heard making racist statements about a white council member's child, saying her colleagues handled his young black son as though he were an accessory, and describing the colleague's son in Spanish as like a monkey. And apparently Martinez, I'm assuming she's
she's a Hispanic. This is not our battle, fellas. This is between the blacks and the Hispanics.
Yeah.
Well, and what's really crazy is it's
white people should know when to duck out.
It's a Hispanic woman talking racist about a white guy's adopted black son. Like, how fucking is this only in California, right?
Carlos can weigh in.
Yeah.
I thought the Hispanics and the blacks didn't like each other. Am I wrong on that?
It depends on what neighborhood.
Yeah.
There's definitely some intermingling going on.
Portray.
Yeah. It depends on the decade and the neighborhood, probably. Yeah. Sorry, pardon me. I don't remember what I was going to say.
You're excused.
Oh, yeah. This just kind of goes back to my whole flabbergastedness of like just every time there's something's racist or something's whatever, I'm just like, is it? Like, are you sure that this isn't nothing and you're just freaking out about just people existing, like doing shit people do, like this story that is there's obviously there's so many races and angles involved that you would really have to have a degree in raceology to fucking figure out who's the racist one here. Like, can we just not care?
Raceology.
That's got to be a thing, right? Or whatever.
I mean, sure, it's somewhere.
You know what I mean?
I don't think you learn about race and IQ in raceology. They probably
Yeah, but they,
pass over that part of it.
whatever the stupid college degree people get these days that has to do with that.
What
Usually it's
about
just African American studies. They neglect
about the,
all else.
13% and 52%? You think they talk about that?
I think it's up to 1362 now. We've seen.
I thought it came up from 48 to 52.
Did it?
I think that's what it was.
I don't know if it meant on this one.
Dag's trying to figure out what all these numbers mean.
Yeah.
We can't say it out loud. That'll get us canceled. We'll tell you off air.
Counting letters in the alphabet. I don't know.
Said like 311 was supposed to be like KKK, but that wasn't actually why they're.
We talk more about 1488 on this show.
I know that
1619.
1492.
Well, this has been a day, a morning.
Yeah, it's a
We've been all over
Monday.
the place.
Yeah. Little to no actual structure. I love it. Had a few people viewing, commenting. Yeah.
Oh, Lauren Boebert supposedly shot her neighbor's dog.
Oh, yeah. We were supposed to talk about that.
Really?
Dag brought up, saying anything bad about Republicans. I get defensive.
What kind of dog was it?
German Shepherd. No, Husky.
Oh. If it was a little dog and she shot it on purpose, like I'd be all for it. But I like big dogs. Did she do it on accident, on purpose?
No, she did it on purpose. Supposedly, she did it on purpose. It attacked her goats, and so she shot this dog. There was also some retard in the comments on that post that said, "Huskies are friendly dogs. They don't attack goats." I'm like, bitch, we had a husky that killed 2 of our goats. That's the whole reason that it had to leave the farm. Like, I'm not sure what you know about huskies, but they are kind of pretty close to that whole wolf thing that they were bred from. Like, there's a lot of kill in them.
Yeah, they're they can be a good guard dog. Yeah, they're Husky is one of those dogs. If I see one, I ask before I can pet it. Like it's like a German Shepherd. Like that's by default. I'm not touching that fucking dog.
Yeah.
We're about to get into the pit bull controversy. We might have to dedicate a whole show to that, though.
What
do you mean? Is there a vote happening in your town or something about it?
No, I just been when I do get on Twitter, I see that it was like trending for like a week. The whole.
Oh yeah, I thought I saw something about that. I
pit bulls.
steer clear of that.
Should be around kids. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, I tend to stay out of the dog talk.
I think whatever works for your fucking family. I've known some really amazing pit bulls, and some really shitty other dogs, and I'd always, if I had a small child, I would always be somewhat concerned about a dog that could within a second severely injure it, whether we think it's a sweet dog or not, but I don't have kids, so unfortunately it's a bridge I don't have to cross.
Well, so Lauren Boebert followed it up and said that this is all rumors and just trolling, that she did not and has not ever shot a dog, and that the reports are a neighbor of hers had said that he shot 2 dogs, that she did not shoot her neighbor's dog. A neighbor shot 2 dogs. So
see, if she had actually shot the dog, he wouldn't have brought the article up. I'm just kidding. That's still way too funny to not bring up. I know you would have brought that one up.
I was defending it anyway. Like if a dog attacks our goats, I'm gonna fucking shoot the dog.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, totally legit. Yeah.
My wife thought I shot our neighbor's lynx. I shot a bobcat, but she thought I shot the neighbor's lynx. And it was just too close to the goats too. I had no other reason for shooting it other than we got a baby goat. That thing's a big fucking cat. I got no use for you.
I mean, she does a lot of ads about her being a base Republican shooting guns and stuff. Like, if it were true, she could be like, "Look, it's true. I can shoot a gun well. I have good aim."
Got to defend.
But just so you know, I could have nailed that motherfucking dog.
Got to defend your family, defend your property, defend your goats.
Mm-hmm. Was she the one who had the, of course, the, lefty folks all upset about her posing like in like a Christmas photo with her kids with guns. Was that her? Wasn't there some Republican lady?
I think
Probably
her
all
and
of them have
Massey
done it
have
at this
done
point.
Yeah, it was both her and
Yeah.
Thomas Massey had similar
Okay.
pictures.
Yeah. They always get really upset about that, which is just it's funny because like I mean I'm sure you're the same way, Justin. Like growing up, like shooting guns. It's like that wasn't like weird. It's not weird. It's not. It's
My dad bought me my first shotgun when I turned 8. That was my 8th birthday present. And when my son turned 8, I bought him his shotgun. And when my daughter turned 8, I bought her a shotgun. So
hell yeah.
lots of
just,
shotguns around here.
Now, if Lower and
Scatterguns, you gotta call
Bobert
them.
had shot Rand Paul's neighbor, that would be great.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
As his neighbor's like jumping on him while he's mowing the lawn, Lower and Bobert just like, pow. There he goes.
We had a deputy here. I don't know if I mentioned on the show. A deputy in my county shot another deputy because a dog, I guess, attacked him or jumped on him, and he was trying to shoot the dog and ended up shooting the other deputy. It was pretty retarded.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.